everyone. Welcome to Topic of the Day. This is our Sunday edition where we discuss the places that have been in news lately. We'll start our today's discussion with River Nile. Recently, River Nile was in news regarding dispute over a dam. We'll look more into it. So first of all, River Nile, as we know, is the longest river in the world. It is around 6,600 kilometers long and it empties into the Mediterranean Sea. Now, as we know that about one third population of Africa lives in the drought prone region, and drought induces around 95% of deaths in Africa are caused by droughts. Therefore, the importance of rivers in Africa is very much. And since the river Nile is the longest river and it is a freshwater river, therefore it is very, very important in the African region. Moving on, what is this conflict about? So, this conflict is about the Grand Ethiopian Renaissance Dam that is led by Ethiopia. This dam is located in the Horn of African region. First of all, let's locate where is the Horn of Africa. As you can see in the map, the Horn of Africa is the easternmost part of the African continent. It majorly consists of Eritrea, Ethiopia, Djibouti, and Somalia, 4 countries. And as you can see, the Red Sea is situated over here, Gulf of Aden, and we have Indian Ocean over here. Now this region is majorly in news because of piracy around the Somalian region in the Indian Ocean and the nearby seas. Now what is this dispute about? So given the dam's location, it would potentially allow Ethiopia to gain control of the flow of river water. It can lead to loss of water for Egypt, as Egypt lies on the downstream of dam. Now this dispute was already there since the construction of the dam started, but now the dam has started functioning and produce electricity. Moving on, let's talk about River Nile. As you can see in the map, River Nile has 2 major tributaries. First is the Blue Nile and next is the White Nile River. As you can see in the map, the origin of White Nile is Lake Victoria in Tanzania, Uganda, and Kenya. So this Lake Victoria is spread in 3 countries. The White Nile starts from here and it is the longest tributary of the Nile River. So as we can see that Blue Nile originates from Lake Tana. This Lake Tana is situated in the high grasslands region of Ethiopia. It is around 1,800 meters above the mean sea level. 60% of water of River Nile emerges through this Lake Tana region. Now these 2 tributaries meet at Khartoum in Sudan to form the main River Nile. And further it empties into the Mediterranean Sea. Now if we talk about River Nile, it runs through Uganda, South Sudan, Sudan and Egypt, and its drainage basin or the catchment area runs through several countries in East Africa, including Ethiopia. As we have already discussed, although the White Nile is longer tributary, the Blue Nile is the main source of water and fertile soil. So it contributes around 60% of the water of the Nile River. The White Nile is called so because of the light colored clay sediment in the water that is giving the river a light grey color. So as you can see, the White Nile is nearly light colored as it has light colored sediments in the river, where the Blue Nile has majorly grayish or little bit darker sediments. Therefore, it is known as Blue Nile. The Blue Nile flows for about 1,400 kilometers to Khartoum from Lake Tana, which is 1,800 meters above the mean sea level in the Ethiopian mountains. White Nile and Blue Nile merges near Khartoum. So this was about River Nile and the dispute related to it. Moving on. Now let's talk about Burkina Faso. Burkina Faso is an African country, and recently this was in news because of the military coup that happened over there. So the government was overturned. Now if you see the map, Burkina Faso is a landlocked country and it is situated in the Western African region. So this is named as Ouagadougou. So when Burkina Faso was a part of French Empire, that was back in 1960, it was known as Upper Volta. And this was named after 3 rivers, the Black, the Red and the White Volta rivers. After that, the country was named Burkina Faso on 4th of August 1984 by the then President Thomas Sankara. So if we talk about its location, it is bordered by Mali to the northwest, Niger,
Benin, Togo, and Ghana, and Ivory Coast to the southwest. So, as you can see in the map, Niger, Mali, Ivory Coast, Ghana, Togo, and Benin. The geographical features include savanna vegetation. Savanna is a mix of wooden and grassland ecosystem, and the southern part has sparse forest. There are two types of trees which are endemic to this region. One is the shea tree, which is known by local name karite, and another one is baobab, which is actually the hibiscus tree, or as we call gudal in Hindi. So these two are endemic to this region. And as we have discussed, the major rivers are Black Volta, Red Volta, and the White Volta, all of which cover Ghana and form the Volta River, which is actually the longest river. Also, Burkina Faso is a part of Sahel region. Now, this Sahel region is an economically important region in Africa. It consists of 10 countries. It is situated in a straight line sort of belt, and Senegal and Mauritania to the west, and it ends at Eritrea to the eastern coast. So we have Mauritania, Senegal, Mali, Nigeria, Niger, Chad, Sudan, and Eritrea, and some part of Algeria as well, which is known as the Sahel region of Africa. And here we have Burkina Faso. So with this, let us take up first question of the day. According to the United Nations, how many countries are there in the African regions? You can write your answers in the comment section below and we'll pin the correct answer. Moving on, let's talk about the Sea of Azov. Now with this, we'll also discuss the Ukraine-Russia crisis and the surrounding important regions like Black Sea and other seas. So in light of the Ukraine-Russia crisis, Russia sent combat boats to the disputed Sea of Azov. If we talk about the Sea of Azov, it is the shallowest sea in the world with a depth of about 0.9 to 14 meters. When we locate it in the map of Europe, this particular region is the Sea of Azov, or as we say, the Azov Sea. Here we have the Black Sea, and the country Ukraine is highlighted in the map. The capital of Ukraine is Kiev, which is situated somewhere here. So Ukraine is of strategic importance to Russia and to NATO countries as well. The NATO countries, that is the North Atlantic Treaty Organization, which is led by the United States. Now this region acts as buffer zone, or Ukraine acts as buffer zone between Russia and the US-led NATO countries. Because Ukraine as of now is not a NATO member. So there were a series of events. So if we discuss about the issue, there were a series of events in 2014 that led to disturbance between Ukraine and Russia. The region Crimea, as you can see in the map, this region is known as the Crimea region. So this was annexed by Russia in 2014, after which there were heavy boycott of Russia by other countries. In fact, the G8 group was reduced to G7 as other members boycotted Russia. In fact, in 2021, Russia put around 20 warships in the Black Sea region. So this particular is the Black Sea region. So Russia wants to secure Black Sea as well as the Sea of Azov. And it does not want Ukraine to be a NATO ally. Now the Sea of Azov and the Black Sea are important transit corridors for energy and goods. Moving on, the Don and Cuban are the major rivers that flow into the Sea of Azov. And the vast quantities of silt are brought down by these rivers, the Don and Cuban rivers. It is located in the Eastern Europe. So as we can see, it is located in the eastern part of Europe.
Now let us quickly understand the map. So this is the eastern side of Europe. Here we have the Sea of Azov, and here we have the Black Sea, which is connected with the Sea of Marmara. This particular is the Sea of Marmara, and here we have the Aegean Sea, which is actually the part of Mediterranean Sea. If we talk about straits that connect these, to understand this, let's take up this to be the Sea of Azov, and this is our Black Sea. To understand this, let's take this to be the Sea of Azov, and this is the Black Sea. Here we have the Marmara Sea, or the Sea of Marmara, and here we have the Aegean Sea. So the strait connecting these two, the Sea of Azov and the Black Sea, is known as the Kerch Strait, or the Strait of Kerch. And the strait connecting Black Sea and the Sea of Marmara is known as the Bosphorus Strait. The Bosphorus Strait, which is situated over here. the Bosphorus Strait. Now, this Bosphorus Strait is significant as this region, the Strait of Istanbul or the Bosphorus Strait, connects Europe with Asia. If we talk about the strait between the Sea of Marmara and the Aegean Sea, that is this particular region, it is known as the Dardanelles Strait. The Dardanelles Strait. Further on, here we have the Crimean Peninsula. Moving on, if we see the Sea of Azov, here we have the Taganrog Gulf, and this is the Don River, as we have discussed earlier, the Don River and the Cuban River, which emerges from Russia and empties into the Sea of Azov. And here we have the Strait of Kerch or the Kerch Strait, which connects the Sea of Azov with the Black Sea. This portion is the Crimean Peninsula, which is annexed by Russia in 2014. And here we have the European region. So this was all about today's topic of the day. For regular updates, you can follow us on our social media handles. And for more such videos, do stay tuned to the next IAS YouTube channel.